Hello, 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 everyone. It's Monday, and I got my my godmother fairy deck out. These are my favorites, and we're gonna do a fairy reading today. And if you don't know who I am Kat, the Rainbow Pixie, and I'm here to shed some light on what our week is about to do, and what we're gonna get set up for in our week, and what's gonna come up, and what theme is coming up for me right now is knowledge. This is something that I feel is really going to help us expand a little bit this week. I feel like there's going to be a lot of people doing a little bit more research into things if they have I wanted, new adventures on the way. They're going to be doing more research into that. So I feel like that knowledge is definitely going to be the theme for the week this week. And expanding our own knowledge is definitely going to help us get into that the next level of awareness, right? So let's see what the cards have to say for our week. And usually I start with a prayer. And I do sing the prayer. It will only take a few minutes, but it just sets the container and helps me to tap into the fairy energy, okay? So here we go. Fairy light and fairy love, send me your message from above. Let me know what I need to hear from our guardians loud and clear. Answer all questions I ask of thee, and show us the light, so mote it be. Yay! How exciting. I feel it is wonderful. I'm excited to see what the cards have to say for this week. I know last week we've had a lot of energy shifting. I don't know if you're feeling it. If you are, hello Marianne, how you doing? Hello Anita. If you're feeling that energy from the full moon or the new moon, let me know. Hit the likes, hit the shares, hit the hearts, because I know that for me, it has brought up a lot of leftover garbage, let me tell ya, even from like past life leftover stuff. So it has really been a steady week of awareness, let me tell you. And I can honestly say that I am grateful for every stitch of it. It has really kind of let me know that, sometimes when we think that we've, been able to take care of some of that leftover baggage from our past, that sometimes it's not as taken care of as we thought it was, right? So it is good to kind of dig in sometimes and do those meditations to kind of find out what's really kind of residing in there. And I know this new moon for me, and especially because it fell right after a big birthday for me, it has brought up a lot of reflection, like a lot of reflection. So I hope if you're feeling that, share, hit the likes, hit the loves, let's share the love and find out exactly what's coming up for all of us, because that's really what this is all about, is just letting go. So let's see what the cards have to say. Hello Peter, how you doing today? Oh, authority. Authority. Yes, I know this brings up a lot of tingling sensations for me, because I know me, I have a big problem with authority, and I have a big problem with being told what to do, and I have a big problem with sometimes seeing past certain situations, because I'm just looking at that authority figure and saying, that internal child starts coming out and saying, don't tell me what to do, don't tell me what to do, don't tell me what to do. So if anyone's feeling this right now and feeling that, maybe they are having some residual energy towards people or towards authority or people who are classified as being management or owners, or whatever it is in our lives that we are being faced with that brings up that residual tension, that residual angst, to want to pull back and let out that like inner child, and let out that inner like, I don't want to deal with this anymore, I don't want to take care of that, I don't want to do that for you. It's really it's really just that inner child kind of taking over. And this is when we kind of need to realize that yes, being childish and yes, tapping into our inner fun child is good, but when we let that inner child take over and start pushing out that negative energy, even if it is towards our authority figures, they are there for a reason, and they are doing the best jobs that they can. So if we can just look at it from a different perspective, I usually try to put myself into their shoes, and see what they're going through, kind of like, because it's got to be hard, being someone of authority, being someone that, has to tell people what to do, has to tell people how to be, and I think sometimes when we even step into our own roles, that is something that can kind of come up in that residual energy, that if we've had bad authority or bad people, try to take away our energy that way, when we try to step up into that role ourselves, it really does kind of twinge that nerve, right? That we don't want to be like that. We don't want to step into that role because we're scared of that energy transferring to us and staying with us, right? And so this is kind of a good time to really break down and really look into our own being and saying, okay, listen, little one, I love you, but the authority is really your issue. It's not something outside of you. It is something that is residing within you. This is your issue, not the authority, and if you want to become someone who can lead, who can show, you have to let go of that image that, being someone of authority or being someone that, is there to lead, it also means that you are, how do I put this? That you're tapping that past energy of, okay, well, authority means that you're actually not, being that person. You're not, allowing that energy to transfer. You are not, allowing that past stuff to stick to you, so that you can step up to those roles, so you can allow that vision that being a person of authority can necessarily bring bad stuff with it. I know that has come up for me in like past life stuff, because I know that in a meditation not that long ago actually came up, was that, if I step into that role, if I step into that light, if I step into that other authority figures could, change that. Because in a past life, and I didn't even know this until I did this meditation, a past life, I had been persecuted for being a psychic. I had been persecuted for outside, trying to share my wisdom, share my stuff, and then been persecuted for it. So the outside authority is really, something that I struggled with. And so the godmother, who's sitting in the background, casting her wand over top of us, is saying, it's okay. That is just a role. It is not necessarily something that you have to play. Just be yourself. Be happy with what is going on. Be content with your your role in what you're doing for yourself, and by doing that you will shine out, and it won't matter. It won't matter. The past authority things won't come up. The past anything won't reside, because it is truly what is in you, you know. And it's a matter of just saying to that inner child, it's okay. I love you, and you are capable. And it doesn't matter what the outside world thinks, and it doesn't matter what the outside authorities think. As long as you're being true and good and honest, then you don't have to worry. You don't have to worry. So let's see what the second one has to do. How's everyone feeling today? I know authority is like a really tough one to start with, but when we come into like digging into our own knowledge and our own being and our own existence, and wanting to know how to expand ourselves, and you know, like if we are wanting to go into that leadership role, which is what that stands for, standing in front, being the leader, being the authority, being the role, that sometimes those past things do come up, and it's just a matter of letting that go. And just knowing that you're taken care of, and that the guardian angels and that your fairy godmother is always behind you. And it's okay to step up into that light. It's okay to step into that world. It's okay to let go of that kind of childish nature, which, I mean, we do fall into sometimes, right? It is okay to be childish when it comes to wanting to have fun and bring more laughter into our life. When we're letting the child take over the steering wheel of our life and say, you know, authority is bad, authority is, it's not good. You know, it really does kind of divert us from our real path. You know what I mean? Hi, Kathy. How you doing today, sweetheart? Grateful we don't have snow today, so I'm happy. And of course, knowledge. See, I told ya, knowledge is the key. This one keeps coming up for me. I know that I have been doing a lot to kind of dig in and expand my own knowledge and expand my awareness as to what has kind of like brought me to this point. And I know that when we grow and when we look out into our outside sources to expand our minds, to expand ourselves in every way, that we tend to push ourselves into a better awareness, and we are really flowing into that path of expansion, you know what I mean? And like I said, it helps to really know, you know, like knowledge is key. I truly do believe that. I truly do believe that if we don't take on more knowledge, that we kind of sit stagnant, and that is not necessarily a good thing, you know. So I know myself, I've kind of felt a little bit, but I know that's because I'm sitting back and I'm doing that, taking that time to reflect, and I'm taking that time to dig into my own knowledge, right? And not necessarily just outside knowledge, but my own knowledge, to find out where I lie, what I need to do within, what I need to release, what I need to let go of, which, you know, authority figures is something that I've, you know, I myself have always had a little, you know, I don't even like my phone telling me what to do, okay? I like used to have those like trackers that told you exactly how many steps you were taking, and because I work in a job normally where you're standing still, it was like, don't tell me I didn't take enough steps. You're not with me all the time, you know? But now it's like, okay, we need to let that go and just tap into our own knowledge and really trust that, and really trust that we have the ability within, you know, that we all are capable of tapping into our third eye and tapping into our heart space, and really combining the two to create a really great world for ourselves, right? That is such a wonderful thing. And I know for myself, I have been doing nothing but I have been like looking to expand my knowledge on online business. I've been looking to expand my knowledge on how to meditate and take better care of myself. I have been reading lots of books. It is just always, 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 yeah, on the go and amazing. So I love that knowledge is coming up this week, because I know for me, I've actually signed up for an online course. In the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be like pounding away, just trying to, expand my mind as much as I possibly can. And I truly do believe that we grow much more when we do that, right? So it is when we accept the knowledge and accept that we have that knowledge within, that we really do start to grow and start owning our own power, right? Last card, let's see what it has to say. Destiny. Oh, I love it. The sun will shine. See? This shows that when we take that time to expand our knowledge, to take the time to grow within, to take the time to look within our own space, and to, yes, get the knowledge from our outside sources. We can't always do these things on our own. And a lot of the times we seem to think that we're like, I can just do it. I'm going to create everything on our own. But we do need to look outside to our outside sources sometimes. And it is okay to do that. It's okay to reach out to your neighbors and your friends and expand in that way. And that, for me, I know has come up as well. I've been talking to my friends that are into modality work and trying to create wonderful experiences with sound healing and meditations and, scalp massage and all that kind of fun stuff. So actually, I'm going to be doing that later and helping my beautiful neighbor with some videos and stuff like that. So it's just a matter of really working together, getting the knowledge from outside sources, tapping into your own internal knowledge, really knowing what it is that you want, and letting go of that outside influence of especially past, because it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Past stuff, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's the past. You can't change it. I'm always saying that. You can't change it. All we can do is learn from it, right? And the more knowledge we have, the more expansion we can grow into, and the better, the brighter our destiny is going to be, right? Because the more in alignment we come with our true destiny, the more it brings us into that path, right? And that's why you see everyone just traveling towards the sunlight, traveling towards their own personal growth, right? And I know that that's what's coming up for me this week. I feel like, especially with this new moon, it really has been about releasing a lot of that past junk that is no longer serving, and really coming into this new alignment and bringing in some more of that knowledge to help yourself grow, so you can bring in that future destiny, that future vision that we all have, and making it align with what we want. We are in right now. So I hope that was wonderful. If it did resonate, I'm telling you, if you are coming across this message, it's because it was meant for you. And it was because that you were in the right place at the right time. So if this does resonate, please share with your friends, share in another group. This really does help get that word out there. This really does help bring awareness and bring a new light to what we need to do to get into our own destinies, right? Alrighty, my loves, I love you all. Yeah.